Welcome to the Heal Yourself podcast, where we dive deep into all things healing. I'm Denise, a speech language pathologist and a self-love coach for adults and teens.
And I'm Kira, a traditional naturopath and functional nutritionist, and we're here to guide you through the transformative process of healing your body, mind, and soul.
From the latest in functional medicine to nurturing your relationship with yourself, healing trauma, and even transforming your money story, we're here to empower you with the knowledge and tools to create lasting change.
So whether you're looking to heal physically, emotionally, or spiritually, join us as we explore the many paths to wholeness and wellness. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Heal Yourself podcast. Today you got me and Denise again, and you know what? We're doing round 2 of talking about chaos.
Yes, we're doing part 2. Because honestly, I think I asked you for us to talk about this subject because I had a lot of revelations. I don't want to say revelations. Is that a big word?
No, never.
Epiphanies, whatever you call them. And I recorded a reel about it. Like, because I had the misconception of when you do the inner work and when you heal, uh, a lot of like, it's going to be la la.
It's gonna be perfect.
I really had
Rainbows
this
and butterflies.
misconception, so maybe I wanted to share that experience because maybe someone else does have that misconception. So, but then this week I noticed myself that I had a lot going on, and some of the stuff that I had is usually like, so one of them is litigious too. It involves like with the assessment. It involves a lawyer, an advocate, and I had other IEPs done. One was thrown at me. I have paperwork. I'm in transition between EMRs. So, long story short, there was a lot going on. And then, usually in the past, what I would do is I would panic and then can push through, like can force myself to push through, and I would create more chaos and last minute and boil myself up and like work under that pressure. But then this week, the panic and that pressure didn't come. So I continued taking my breaks and taking my walks. And I was like, but where's the panic? Like, wait a minute. So I noticed that I just was calm, even though the work didn't lessen.
Hmm.
However, because I had the calm, I accomplished it with calm.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
Oh,
that's
it
why I
does.
wanted to talk about the part 2 of the inner chaos.
It does, and that's the thing. Like, I've only had one panic attack my whole life, and it was in grad school. I was overwhelmed, trying to meet a deadline, of course. But I feel like last week I could have potentially had another panic attack, but I didn't. You know what I mean? Because we have done so much inner work. It's like, yeah, I'm human, right? Like, yes, I let it get to me at moments, but you and I had this conversation right before we hit record. This is healing. This is what it looks like. It's not going to be freaking rainbows and butterflies. Like life still happens, shit still happens. There's going to be times where you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? But you will. And the more you do the inner work, the more that calm comes through the storm, right?
Right. And I think it, I mean, and that's the practice,
It is. It's a practice
right?
for
And
sure.
that's how what I notice the healing is, you not repeating an old pattern based on an old conditioning. Hence, that negative emotion or negative talk that used to come along with it doesn't come anymore. And that is the healing in action, so that's I don't know. Like I really thought, like back in like when we were doing this, like, oh, my life is gonna be perfect, but there isn't perfect.
No.
It is you seeing the storm, but not diving deep in it and making decisions while you're outside looking at it. I see you, storm. I'm making those decisions and choices from outside of you, and I think this is also what people refer to as self-love, like not diving back into the storm, into the patterns, into the conditioning, and seeing it wearing different glasses.
Yeah. And that's where the awareness comes in, right? Like recognizing, oh my gosh, okay, in the past, I would make the chaos worse. I would be griping to anyone who would listen. I would be, sitting and thinking, oh my gosh, what if this happens? And what if this? And recognizing that and starting to say, like, no, 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 we're not going to go down there. Things could be worse. Or, boy, we are still blessed throughout all of this. Or whatever it might be, whatever situation, whether it's finances, relationships, shit that's in
Health,
your house, health, like doesn't
health,
matter
absolutely.
because chaos is always going to be around. We're never going to have a perfect life. It is, it's just more things, right? Like somebody, I think it was a business mentor years ago that said, new level, new devil. But it's so true. It's like, okay, I healed this layer. Boom, here's another thing. Can you work through this? Can you use all the tools that you've been learning? What lessons do you still need to learn that you haven't learned? But now I'm going to hit you with more chaos to see if you can learn those lessons. And I think that's what people ignore. They just get in victim mode of like, oh my gosh, all this stuff is happening to me. It's so bad. And that's it. There's no reflection, there's no awareness.
No. And I mean, I also want to, I was talking to a friend about it, and I think I mentioned it in the reel yesterday. I mean, Kira, let's just kind of like be honest. And also, you and I didn't look within until we really looked within. Because, like it is cliche when people say the truth hurts,
It
but
does.
I think it actually physically hurts you. Like, not like achy and pain, but you know what I'm saying? Like emotionally, it hurts. And that's why we do understand you if you're not looking within, because it sucks. Like, no one wants to look and say, dude, I do this to myself. Like, I procrastinate and I create the chaos and I take things personal
Mhm.
and I am defensive and I'm in victim mode. It's hard.
It's like
It is
criticism.
hard.
Nobody likes criticism. Like if someone comes up and tells me you did XYZ, I don't like that. And so it's the same thing when you self-reflect. You're just criticizing yourself.
Right. But at the end of that
It's
side,
needed.
when you
It's
cross
needed.
that bridge, you're like, oh, like this week, dude, I shouldn't be feeling like this. Like, it's not just that, like, so many things were just happening, not just the work that I had to do. My daughter's a teenager and she was really grumpy this week. And so there were so many things. Was lifing. And I was just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't get here had I not done the true, like looking at myself and telling myself, like, Denise, no, you get defensive. No, Denise, you pick up the phone and then keep complaining about the same problem over and over again and keep attracting it, or no, Denise, you do this.
Hmm.
So it really does help when you kind of like, and that's what it is to be sitting with yourself. Truly,
Yeah.
like you're sitting with the friend, but instead of getting upset with her about her, like, telling you, you're like, you know what, you're right, dude. Like, because it's worth it. It's worth feeling like, again, it wasn't happiness, like I'm ecstatic,
Hmm.
but it was the calm
Yeah.
and
It
the
is, and
peace.
it's a different feeling. That's the thing. It's like going through, I mean, if you guys listened to last week, you heard the chaos. Legit. I have a phone call from a building biologist, so I'm waving to Denise. My husband's walking and I'd let him in the hotel, my kids in the background. Like it was straight up chaos, which all I could do was laugh at that point. That was kind of funny, but like it's how you like I still felt like I'm at peace. I wasn't screaming, I wasn't crying, like, you know what I mean? And that was just a small snippet of chaos in that moment. It's freeing. It's freeing when you realize, oh my gosh, like I'm not freaking out. I'm not blaming everyone else, every situation.
I
Like
love
it's
that you
gonna be
said that,
okay.
freeing, because
It's
a lot
so
of people
freeing.
are looking for freedom.
Yeah, that is the
And
ultimate
that is,
freedom.
yeah, that is the ultimate freedom when you are not the victim of those emotions because you took the time. It's kind of like when you go to the gym. Right? So let's say you're or training for a marathon and then you're like, wait a minute, I accomplished the marathon. Why? Because you took the time, you put in the time to practice daily, to do whatever you want to do or whatever. You took the time to do that. So it's so freeing because you took the time to like, wait a minute. Oh, pat myself on the back, but guess what? That doesn't mean something else is not gonna show up.
Exactly. It's just new level, new devil, or another situation, you know? And this is where it goes back to our episode of Groundhog Day, if you've not listened to that one, of like, start looking at how things have gone in your life. If you're like, oh my gosh, but I have these bouts of chaos that happen every month and I freak out. Okay, why are you living the same freaking day? Even if it's every month you're living the same thing, look within. Start reflecting. Start having those painful conversations with yourself of like, how am I responding? How am I showing up? How am I talking to myself? What are the emotions that I'm getting into? And start making those changes.
Absolutely. And following through is another
Mm.
thing. I think we really betray ourselves when we don't follow through with what we need to do. And that's another layer. Like if you notice yourself, you're not following through. You say something and then you just don't do it, and then you make the excuse. That's something else to look into. But and then I think also, Kira, like once you start getting to those levels, I feel the decisions that you make in your life are different. You know, like I used to fall into the trap, like, I'm gonna talk about my business, right? So I will, hire a virtual assistant once this and this and this. And then the other day I noticed myself like, wait a minute, I do need a lot of help. Like, it doesn't matter. So I hired the virtual assistant and it's been, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and or like so you start making build not is it making building new beliefs.
Mm, yeah.
Is that how it,
Or
like
creating new beliefs even. Yeah.
exactly creating new beliefs about anything, right? I'm giving you the tangible example about business, but it could be health. You fill in the blank, right? And again, if you want us to talk about something really specific, you can message us and we can address your situation in the premium content, because that will be kind of like personalized and related to you. So you can definitely, subscribe and let us know, and we can, because sometimes we cannot like cover so many examples, but you can be like, hey, Denise and Kira, I have this situation. What do you think? And this is gonna be like, okay, we're gonna record a mini episode just for that. I mean, of course, not with names, but
Yeah.
like with an example of that situation.
Yeah. Well, and you said something that made me think of just reacting versus responding. And that's
Yep.
the thing is so many people react. You know, think about it. Somebody says something to you, you react. A situation happens, you react. You want to get to the point where you're responding, right? You're human, right? I'm not like we are human. We will still react. But the majority of the time, you want to respond of like, this chaos is happening, whatever it might be. Instead of that freak out, it's what's my next step? What do I need in this moment right now, rather than whatever it might be.
Yeah, and it could be like, taking a walk, for example, or
Yeah.
taking a nap, or talking with a trusted friend that, usually calms you, or, cuddling with your pet, whatever it is.
Or
But also
waiting to
don't,
respond, you know?
yeah, don't dismiss yourself too. And I think the more, yeah, no, I love that. And right now I feel myself like definitely responding more. And then, like you said, we're human, so I do give myself sometimes permission, like, okay, react, but don't blow up on people.
Yeah.
You can go in your car and react and scream, do
Get some of those
whatever.
emotions out.
Yeah, and then or like set a timer, like, okay, Denise, you wanna freaking throw a fit for 10 minutes, and there you go. Because sometimes you do, like, fuck it,
And
whatever.
like emotions, like we talked about that. You have to move the emotions. That's
Yeah.
normal. Like we're not saying suppress it. Like I said, when all this chaos hit, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose it. Like, but I had to work through it and I didn't let it take over everything, which that's the thing. Look around. Look at how many people are stuck in their crap and who let it take over their lives. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, and then seriously, bottom line about today, part one last week, and then part two this week is to for you to like really go on a date with yourself
Mm.
and sit down with yourself and talk. And guess what? It is going to be painful. I get it. It's going to be painful, but it's really worth it. And at the end, because you deserve more than the crap that you're taking or the crap that you're creating. Because sometimes, I mean, let's look at it this way. Sometimes, Kira, we're creating that. Like, I know I used to create chaos because I'm like, oh, I work well under pressure. Let me create pressure. And
Same.
now I
Oh, yeah.
don't.
Yeah, that's the same thing. And that's where it also goes into looking into our programming and what are some of those stories and beliefs and patterns that we had even growing up, and what did we witness growing up from our moms, our dad, whoever, like that's the ultimate reflection and awareness.
And don't hold them accountable. Let them be. I
Exactly.
get it. Like, okay, fine. We grew up watching this and, like these beliefs, but leave them alone. Work
Yeah,
on you.
because
Leave them
it's
alone. Fine. They
exactly.
knew what they knew. They taught you what they taught you. They want to change. Fine. They don't want to change. That's on them.
Yep.
Don't like say, oh, but you know what? My mother or my dad did this and I need to get back and da, da, da. No, just let
No,
them be.
they're
Leave
not
them alone.
no benefit.
Work on you. And that's it.
Yep. That's a good point because I've had some clients in the past who we start talking about emotions and they're like, but so and so, said this to me, so I have to get back. No, you don't. No, you don't. Now you're giving away your power and creating even more chaos. You saw these patterns, right? Like my mom was go, go, go. She wasn't a bad mom, but I witnessed, oh my gosh, it's not safe to sit down. It's lazy to rest. Like get up in the middle of dinner and start washing dishes. Like just keep moving. So yeah, that was a pattern I adopted. That's still her pattern. I am choosing something different for me because I'm realizing that didn't serve me. It's nothing against her. I'm sure she witnessed that from a parent too. Like it just getting handed
Absolutely.
down.
I think, but that's not, but again, if you are also blaming others and waiting for them to change, guess what? Guess what? Guess
Turn the
what?
finger around.
That is another excuse. That
Yeah.
is another excuse of delay. And that is good to be like, you know what? I am delaying. I'm witnessing delaying right now. I'm rehearsing delaying. I'm rehearsing procrastination. So that is what we want you to take from this is, I mean, just start reflect. How I put it this way, go on a coffee date with yourself or cuddle with your pet or your stuffed animal. I have a weighted stuffed animal, by the way, that I love. Or just sit with yourself and truly, be real and truthful, even if you're not going to change. If you're going to tell you, you know what, self, I'm not going to change right now, but I want to look at them. I want to just kind of like flash the flashlight. But please don't blame others because blaming others is another delay, wanting them because they're not going to change. Or if they're going to change, that's on them. It is not on you. So,
100%.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. It
Any
always comes back
other
to you. That's why.
words before we talk about our premium content again?
No, I think that's tools, right? It always goes back to the same things. Awareness, looking at your emotions, looking at thoughts, looking at patterns, but that's what you have to do if you want change in your life. Your
And
exterior
practice.
world, yeah, it's not going to change until you change, right? The exterior is just a mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just practice it and you're practicing them in the moment, right? You're not just practicing because I'm guilty of this. I used to like do my meditation and do my tools or whatever, my morning routine, but then throughout the day, I'm not practicing. So the morning routine and then the tapping that I did and the meditation, the journaling, they went to waste,
It was
right?
just, it was like, so my husband and I say this is gonna sound so bad, but we grew up Catholic like you, but like the Catholics that are like, I can go to church to check off that box, but I'm gonna be a terrible
There.
person the rest of the week. It's the same thing. Let me just check off this meditation and journaling, and then I'm gonna ignore everything else the rest of the day.
Yeah, so that's where the healing happens in the moment by moment, and that's why we ask you to increase that awareness.
Yeah.
So, Kira, before we end, let us know about our premium
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So guys, this is just, it's so inexpensive. What is it? 2.99 a month? It's not even a cup of
I
coffee
think
at
like
this
$3.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's short
it's less
lessons.
than a coffee, by the way.
That's what I said is listen to coffee. It's
Yeah,
just short content. Like this isn't like, hey guys, spend another hour a week listening to us. They're bite size. I mean, it's when we're inspired. It's if someone messages us, right? Like again, you can message us, hey, this is something I'm going through. This is how I'm responding. Would you do the same thing? Would you respond a different way? We're not therapists, we're not experts, but we can absolutely provide insight from our own journeys. And that's it. When we feel inspired, we just record something and put it on there for you guys. So It's
Yeah,
great.
and our longest episodes is like 5 minutes. I
Yeah.
mean, unless like you want us to go deep into but again, even when we're answering your specific question, it's going to continue remaining anonymous, absolutely. But we will address it personally. It's like, view it this way. It's kind of like you're sitting with both of us and we're both, guiding you through based on our own experiences and everything that we've learned throughout the years.
Yeah. And I think you have a free 1 week trial or something too. So
That's true. Yeah, you're
not,
right. It's a
nothing
7 day
to lose.
trial.
Try it out.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, let's end the usual. Today I'm going to change it up. We are going to inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6, while repeating everything always works out for me. Okay, so we're going to do only 2 rounds. You know the drill. If you're driving, please do not close your eyes. But if you're not driving, you put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. We're going to inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything always works out for me. Again, inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. And exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything always works out for me.
Yes, it does. Amen to that. Now I need a nap. All right, guys. Let this be a calm, freeing week for you. And we'll see you on the next
Amen.
episode.